We are here, your ladies of Rewatch and Wine. I'm Treva.
Lynn.
Rhea.
Champagne.
And today we are going to review the book, The Outsider by Stephen King.
Yay!
And the movie adaptation, but it's actually a series adaptation from HBO. So the movie was directed by Jason
Bateman?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Which is great. I like Jason Bateman as an actor, and after watching the series, I'm impressed with his directing. All right, so we are at another Stephen King book.
But first, we are drinking Yellowtail Cabernet Sauvignon, which is one of my favorites.
Do we have it before? Can I say
repeat him again?
Sauvignon. Because I just want to say it.
Sauvignon.
I mean, do your lips have to poke out like that when you say it? Okay.
With a little bit of a slur, too.
They perfect for the straw or what?
A sip. Not for the rating, just in general. Anyways, back to Stephen King and his greatness.
This book was awesome. I was a little irritated because I was kind of done with Stephen King for a minute and his big, thick, ridiculous books. But once I started, I could not stop.
I'm afraid.
Loved this book.
This is literally the best one I've read.
I think so too.
Definitely is my favorite Stephen King novel so far.
I love everything Stephen King, but, you know.
Oh, no, I can't go that
I love
far.
everything.
Can't go that far.
Well, I agree with you guys. This is my favorite. This was definitely my favorite Stephen King book.
It just flowed so well, and then as you're reading it, I could not stop reading it.
Me either.
I needed to know what happened next.
Exactly.
There was no concentrating on anything else besides figuring out what happened next in that book.
There was several, very little changes between the book to the movie, but not huge except for the ending, I guess.
Yes.
No huge differences. Now, the one thing I wish they would have kept, though, is Claude's mom in the book. She was so, like, hillbilly-ish, like country or whatever. And the one part I remember vaguely is she would call the gazebo, the gazebo. I literally died. Literally died.
And the book?
I was like, gazebo?
Did it make you feel at home?
No, it did not, because we're not
Back
ignorant.
in Northumberland?
We're not ignorant. We just have a job.
I didn't say you were ignorant. I'm just saying y'all be
Gazebo is ignorant.
pronunciating words.
Gazebo is ignorance.
Okay.
The beginning of the book, in true Stephen King form, started off with the black boys up front. That piece didn't happen in the series. Like, it was like there were some black boys and they were saying stuff like Black Lives Matter and all this stuff. You guys remember that in the beginning of the book?
I don't remember the Black Lives Matter part, but I do remember like the racial tension in the beginning.
Yeah, so he had said something about the Black Lives Matter and I was just like, oh, here we go with Stephen King again. I'm glad that they didn't incorporate that in the movie.
Yeah.
So
Well, it really was irrelevant. It had nothing to do with it.
I know. Well, it didn't have anything to do with the book when you were reading it also, but
But you did notice in the movie, when they were going to what's-his-name's house, they rode through the neighborhood and you saw these random black poor kids at their house.
At whose house?
Right, who's that?
Well, I think it was supposed to make the fact that for one, it was in the South, but for two, they were in like these small kind of country towns.
When they went to, what's his name? They went to,
Terry's house?
no, not Terry. What's the second guy's name? The one they were saving, they had to watch him.
Oh, they had the babysitter.
Claude, yes.
Claude's brother's house. When they went to his brother's house, when Claude and his brother were driving to the house, they drove past a house. And then, because I actually thought that it was, the way the scene was going, I thought that, what was his name? Dadgone it. My boy, Jack. I thought that Jack was actually going to go steal the car from that house. Because this is when Jack was looking for something to drive. Because they were looking for him in his pickup.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And they showed 5 black kids, poor, looking all funny like we used to look in Virginia Beach, sitting on the corner. And I didn't know the relevance of that.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that, but
it was so irrelevant. But I'm like, God dang you, Stephen King.
Right. Yeah, he's always got to have that. So a couple of things in the book that I was curious about the change. The movie. One, I don't understand why they changed Terry's wife name from Mary to Gloria. I don't know why.
Glory.
Oh, Glory. Like,
I didn't realize they even changed it. I didn't even.
It was Glory.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it either.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did that. And then the fact that Holly had a love interest, I actually like that.
I like that addition.
I love that.
I love that addition.
He's in another show that I'm a fan of, and I couldn't put my finger on. Like, wait, I know this guy. I like this guy. Why do I know him? But I like that. Like that guy.
I loved the love interest.
As they first started to like show their like interest in each other, I was like, "Who is this guy? He wasn't in the
I'm
book."
about to get mad about it.
Here we go.
And then I saw the dynamic of them, and I'm like, "All right, Stephen King, I actually like that you put this random dude in here to give her a love connection."
At the begining, though.
Right. Well, it was like her, like kind of quirky, right?
Very true.
Quirky.
Yeah.
An outsider.
An outsider, yeah. And then the other thing is that Ralph's son was at camp in the book, but in the movie he died.
Yes.
And so I didn't understand the significance of that, except for it showed the struggle between him and his wife dealing with the death of their son.
Ralph died in the book?
No, the son
Ralph didn't.
Oh, right. Oh,
The son was not dead in the book. He was away at camp.
Right.
And in the series, he was dead. And then also Fred Peterson's like failed suicide attempt. They had the window bursting or something, but it was really, he was supposed to be a tree branch in the backyard or something. So I didn't understand why. They could have easily displayed that suicide. I don't know why they changed
It's
that.
probably the times, and there's so many suicides in the world that they just didn't want to go there.
But they still had it, and he like broke the window because the random chick was like running by.
But he
and was
didn't
like, "Oh
hang
my
himself
God."
or something like.
Did he hang himself from like the fan or something like that?
Yeah.
And he busted through the window, but in the book, he was in the backyard in a tree.
Yeah.
I think it did make for a good preview, because once I saw that preview, it was like, oh my God, what happened?
Oh.
Well, maybe they wanted to take it away from like
A
lynching.
little bit more theatrics.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Maybe they
like
wanted to take it away
lynching.
from like lynching and
And we got
make
enough
more like
like
a suicide
Stephen
attempt.
King's always making white people look a little some kind of way.
Okay. And then Holly's whole backstory of being like the second choice investigator because he couldn't get the first investigator. They took that piece out too. It was like they contacted her directly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was strange. But I mean, even with those changes, I love the series.
Well, actually, did they contact her directly, or did he say, I picked her because of something? Because actually there was a comment about that when they were talking about why he even gave her that case.
Right, because apparently Stephen King did another book, maybe, that was called Mr. Mercedes, and she was in that book, which is what led her to be in this one. It was weird the way they
connected
when I read
them?
it. Yeah, she came from another story, doing the exact same thing, and one of the changes at the end of the book is that she was killing El Cuco with the happy slapper. And she used that same thing in the other story.
Right,
Yeah.
but they mentioned that because the guy that she used to work for in Mr. Mercedes is who he used to use all the time in the book.
Oh, in the book. They
Right,
did.
so he
And
wasn't
she learned everything
available,
from him.
and he got, because remember she talked about him, and she was kind of infatuated with him.
Yep.
But he didn't exist in this story, in the
didn't
series at all.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Holly was supposed to be like 100 in my mind.
She was like
Supposed to be old.
an older white lady with like long gray
Yeah, like
hair.
Real weird.
Yeah, that wore like muumuus and
Right,
with a
that's
fur
what I
jacket or
imagined.
something.
That's exactly what I
That's how
imagined.
I envisioned. And then I was like, oh, a young black lady, okay.
Although I liked her. She
No, I
nailed
loved
her
her.
role.
I love
Definitely
She's
loved
a
her.
great actress.
And now
Nailed
look at
it.
a picture from the book.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
The first one in the series when she came up and they were like, oh, Holly Gibney. And I was like, that ain't no Holly Gibney.
Right, I'm like, what?
And then as like the story went on, I was like, okay, I love her as this role, but that was not who I envisioned whatsoever.
not
Another
even.
curveball.
Yeah.
But that was Jason Bateman, probably.
Yeah.
Right.
Bringing some diversity to the storyline.
I'm sure it was.
In the beginning, when I was watching this series, I wanted to hear El Cuco actually talking to Jack when he took it over, kind of thing, or made him do what he wanted to do or whatever. But the more I started watching it, the more I could appreciate the silence of it. It was more creepy to me. It made the movie better. Instead of hearing his thoughts. Like El Cuco actually talking through him through his mind, kind of thing.
Right.
Like it did in the book. You could hear, obviously they had to do it in the book, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
So it would have had to be that devilish voice.
yes, exactly.
I don't know that I would have been able to handle that. As it is, I was having challenges with the shadowing, creeping. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. That would have made it more spooky.
Yeah.
Jack's partner, the woman that had the baby,
Yeah. Tamika.
was that in the book? Because I don't remember that
It was.
storyline.
I don't know if that was still her name, but But I do remember a lady, another police officer that went out on maternity leave, but them coming back and her having...
I don't think they had any of that.
They didn't have any of that.
It was not that deep of a story with her.
They didn't have her backstory. She was just one of the ones that got shot when they killed Terry Maitland.
Oh, okay.
But she didn't get shot.
I thought that's... Oh, you're right.
She didn't get shot. I just couldn't... I couldn't even understand the purpose of her in the movie.
Well, I mean, they had the one scene where the devil was over her baby, so it was sort of like he was going to try and... Or not the devil, but El Cuco, whatever it is. I thought he was going to go after her baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he didn't. And she didn't even know the difference.
Yeah, but she was spooked because remember she said she wasn't coming back to work?
She said she was going to move.
Because she saw the hoodie and the person said, she wasn't going back to work.
Her from going back to work to help out with, I guess, I'm assuming.
That's how I took it, was that, keep her away.
Right, because the more he has to get rid of.
Yeah.
And then she would have.
But he also the younger the better.
So she would have gotten Jack in line.
Right.
She'd have been the one to notice something was going on with him because
that makes more sense now because her and Jack were so close, and she would have kind of straightened them out.
Why won't you hold my baby? That's all I keep thinking of. I keep asking him that.
He's like, nope, not gonna do it.
Yeah, he was bad.
He was struggling a lot.
Oh yeah, he did a good job.
The scenes of him getting his butt kicked, I actually think he was so good. What's his name? Mark Minchada. Oh my gosh, he was such a good actor.
He was.
He played that role. I mean, honestly, I liked everybody in here. I mean, I did not necessarily like Jeannie. She got on my nerves. I'm sorry.
Jeannie?
No, yes, Mayor Wingham. She always has that same look. Like,
well, yeah, she do.
She does, but still.
I just feel like her face is so.
I thought you meant her storyline got on her.
No, who was Jeannie?
That was Ralph's wife.
Yeah. One that threw out the chair.
Yeah. See, I didn't like Jason Bateman's wife. What's her? I
didn't like her either.
I didn't like her role in the book because her character Julian's character was a lot different in the book. Like she wasn't so opposed to.
She bought into it.
She was the one that said, "You listen. This is my husband that was killed, so you will listen to the story," and defended Holly.
Yeah.
And in the book or the series, it was kind of like, "I can't believe you brought me out here for this," and I'm like, "No." It made it seem like better in the book because she was advocating like, "Y'all killed him. You listen to every story possible."
And then the two of them, their relationship was kind of weird to me.
Who?
Jeannie and Glory. I'm like, why are they bestest friends?
Well, I think that's maybe why they end up killing her son, because they could relate as mothers and losing and trying to keep their family together, maybe.
Yeah, I agree. That's what
I just did not like Jeannie.
I didn't like her role either because I just
felt
like
she was 80 years older than
she was so desperate to find out what happened with her husband and all of this stuff that she was willing to accept any story, like forcing them to listen and stuff. And in the series, she wasn't. She's like, I don't like the way they changed her.
So they were so cute.
Oh,
yes, the daughters were phenomenal.
They were so cute. One thing I didn't like with Ralph, I felt like it in the book. It didn't take him that long to come around to understand El Cuco. I swear to God, he didn't really believe in this thing until he actually got to the cave, and I felt like he came around quicker than that. Like
I think they did it because it was because that made the series go on longer. The struggle, with him and Holly having to help him out.
Right.
I think that's why they stretched it.
That it took him so long.
He was good though once he saw what's his name on that iPad. He was like, okay.
So that face all shifted up and was like, whoa. Okay, so you were right. Mm-hmm. When the police came the next day and said that Claude tried to take the little boy, and they were like, "No, he's with us the whole night."
Oh, right.
When they showed the video that they had captured him,
like, no, I just
he saw it. Then.
I feel like
he saw it then.
You could see that change in his face, like, whoa.
And then he, the next morning, was telling the rest of them. He told one of the other guys when they came, he's like, really, you're buying this story? He said, yeah, and if you come with us, you better believe it, too.
Mm-hmm. The other police,
Yeah. But I liked at the end of the series when they showed El Cuco changing to the different faces and he was watching it. Like, he was like, what the?
Right.
So I'm going to get this rock right here and just end whatever that is because I'm done.
Show
and it's perfect.
All the people past that girl that was in jail that they was about to show all the face. He was like, no, I don't want to see no more.
Right. Shut this down.
That's so funny. Another thing that bothered me about Ralph is when the little girls did their drawing of him and the wife did her drawing. What took him so freaking long? I was yelling at the screen, like, what took you so long to realize that these are the same people? Like,
He didn't believe
so long
it.
to put it together, though. All you gotta do is put the papers beside
No,
it.
I
I think he knew it. I think he saw it. He was just trying to.
But that would have verified the story.
Yeah, he was trying not to believe it, but he saw it in the
His
beginning.
wife went off, like, you didn't show me this. She was kirking out.
Yeah.
Her in that chair.
I swear.
Right.
But the chair I would have been a dead giveaway with the chair. I would have been done. Shut it down. Once they showed that stuff on the chair or whatever.
Anybody got any more comments about this book to movie adaptation?
No, I just
Besides
loved
the
it.
fact that it was outstanding,
Yeah, I
can't wait for the next one.
The next what?
It's gonna
The
be
Stand.
Next Stephen King.
Okay, we're not. No.
Come on.
I loved every bit of this. I loved watching it every week. I couldn't wait to even like binge it. I just had to watch it like literally every week.
Oh, you're struggling, binge it.
Like I said earlier in the beginning, it was my favorite Stephen King book. I think that it just had me at the beginning of it, and I read it all the way through. So I have nothing else to say besides this was great. This is great.
I agree. Do you want to go ahead and give it a rating after that?
Sure. I'll just full glass.
Did you have something else you wanted to add about Cassie?
It's like, I'm obsessed with Holly, the young lady who played Holly. She did an amazing job, and I did not realize she was the same one who did
Harriet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh my god, who is this girl? She's amazing. And I looked her up and obsessed with her, stalked her a little bit.
Okay.
Right, Cynthia?
You're Cynthia Stalker.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's like
And
British.
she's British, yeah. Her and the guy who played Ralph. He's British also.
Ralph is in another series that I watched on. I think it was Netflix.
Okay, so Lynn, you gave it a
Full glass.
full glass.
Yep. I'm not gonna repeat it again because I loved everything. It was great.
Ray gives it a full glass as well. Absolutely loved it.
And Champagne gives it a full glass also.
And this is Treva, and I give it a full glass. We got a full bottle.
Yes.
A bottle.
Adaptation.
Well, you know, I tell you, we were struggling with Stephen King with all the rest of them. Is this the first full bottle that Stephen King has gotten on the adaptations?
Quite possible.
I don't know. I can't remember. Well, we know Ray always gave everything a full glass, but
I'm doing it based on the adaptation. That's what we're here for. I loved it. I'm giving it.
this one, of course, yeah.
I love every one of them.
Yeah.
Loving every minute of it.
Okay. All right. So follow us on
At Rewatch One on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can email us at rewatch1@gmail.com. And we're also on YouTube now at Rewatch One. Rewatch and One.